Hey, how you doing, everyone? Welcome to Gary's Kitchen. Really, this is not my kitchen. This is my not my grandmother, my mother-in-law's kitchen. But I'm down in Florida to visit her when our friends come. So I decided to make a couple of items. I already made a beautiful guacamole dip, fresh guacamole, cilantro, onions, jalapeno peppers, limes, the juice of a lime, and but the secret here, you have to make sure it's very, very ripe avocado so it really mashes. And you can make this about an hour before the game time, but I suggest not putting it in the refrigerator, because when you put it in the refrigerator, it kind of oxidizes, and then when you take it out an hour later, it's going to be all brown. So we're leaving this out for game time. I had my brother-in-law Arnie go out and buy some Tostito scoops, multi-grain, very healthy for everybody. So this is going to be the #1 appetizer. Next, while Arnie was out and he came a little late, I bought some shrimp, U18s. I peeled them, I deveined them, and after that I put them in boiling water. The water was boiling. In about 7 minutes, I took it off the fire, put it into cold water, because you want to stop the cooking process. Otherwise, it's going to get really, overcooked and going to be very hard. This way, they're very nice and soft. And right away, you can see I put ice on them. So that's going to be our second appetizer. And we put it on a nice plate. We're going to put a little small bowl in the middle, and we're going to put or 2 bowls in the middle, and we're going to put mustard sauce and a cocktail sauce, traditional cocktail sauce. So that will be appetizer #2. Now, again, like I said before, this is my mother-in-law's kitchen, so I don't have all my utensils here, so I have to look and search for pots and pans, because I'm not familiar with this kitchen. Hold it. Okay, next dish we're going to do is shepherd's pie. This is a very comfort food, and I think it always goes good with game time. The ingredients is, of course, ground beef, some beef broth, corn on the cob, and mashed potatoes. Instead of making the mashed potatoes, they have some very fine products, in the market, where the mashed potatoes are already made. It saves a lot of time. And of course, it saves a lot of mess. It's an extra pot or 2 that you don't have to clean. So the first step, and again, every time you touch food, always wash your hands. I just washed my hands, so my hands are clean. Okay, you're going to take the beef and put it into a frying pan. And like I said, I touched the beef, so right away I'm going to wash my hands, because you do not want to contaminate and touch raw beef, raw fish, any kind of thing raw chicken, and then touch cooked stuff. So always make sure if you're touching a raw product, you always wash your hands before you touch something that's cooked. Excuse me. Okay, while that meat is going, and again, this is a electric stove. I hate electric stoves because it takes time for the stove, the burners to, heat up, and then of course it takes, when you turn it down, it takes a longer time to turn it down. Okay, so like I said, always when you touch raw meat, always wash your hands. You do not want to cross-contaminate touching the raw meat, and then of course go into cooked foods. Okay, always wash your hands. So we got the beef cooking, and like I said, I hate electric stoves. As you can see, I turned it on 5 minutes and it's just starting to heat up, so it takes a while. I really like gas stoves. Gas stoves are the best because it's instant heat, and when you turn it down, the temperature goes down. So right now it's cooking. We'll leave that alone. While that's cooking, I'm going to open up the cans of Green Giant whole sweet corn. And I'm old school. I like the old-fashioned hand can openers. As you can see, there is an electric one, but I really don't like it. Then you drain the corn. Okay. And of course you take your knife, carefully lift the lid up without cutting yourselves, and let it there. Then you're going to have beef broth. Campbell's is one of the best soups around. I always get Campbell's soups for my beef broth, for my chicken broth. Really a great soup.
See the label.
Okay, my assistant told me to see the label. Campbell's soup. Again, we're just going to open it up. Be careful. And there you go. I have another spare corn, another spare beef broth just in case. I'm going to get my potatoes ready. Again, there's several mashed potatoes on the market. They're located in the dairy section of most supermarkets. And like I said, it saves a lot of time and it's pretty good. You always want to try to clean up as you go, you know, your workstation. And this way it makes it much easier. Okay, I'm looking at the beef again. You can see we're sauteing the beef. And I'm going to put another package in. Get in there, get in there. Get all that meat in there. Don't want to waste any precious meat. I buy, this one is lean beef. I don't want a lot of fat in my product, so this is 90-10. That means it's 90% meat and 10% fat. You know, usually, again, you see I'm washing my hands. Usually, I buy 80-20 because you want to have some fat to make it soft and tasty. Fat, you know, any kind of steak, you want some kind of marbling, some kind of fat, because the fat is the one that gives it the taste. But in this case, I'm making a shepherd's pie, and I don't want that much fat in the pie itself. So again, you can see I'm just mixing it up. Again, you don't have to be fancy. And again, I'm going to put it on, I have it on high because it took a long time, but I'm going to turn it down because I don't want it to burn. Okay. Okay, so I got the corn, I got the soup, and I got the mashed potatoes ready for the next step. Again, you can see, you know, and you want to try to soften up the potatoes. That's why I took it out maybe 20 minutes before I'm going to use it. Because this way it's soft. You want to have it soft so you can then spread it over the top of your pie. So you want to make sure it's nice and soft and it's spreadable. Okay, so that's it. Okay, we just have to wait. About 10 minutes later, you're going to have the meat all brown. And you can see I'm just mixing up because I don't want it to burn. And you can see there's oil, but this is from 10%, you know, fat. Imagine if you had 20% fat, you know, we've double it. But again, we're going to let that fat or juice evaporate. And then once that's done, we're going to add the beef broth to make a little gravy. Because you want it to be, you want this to be like a gravy. Okay, so that's good. Perfect. Then we're going to take the Campbell's soup and just pour it on there. Again, if you don't like Campbell's soup and you want to make your own beef stock, that's okay too. You know, but I enjoy cooking, and I like to try to make it as simple as possible, because at the end it's gonna come out the same. People are not gonna know you use Campbell's soup, or if you used prepared mashed potatoes or real mashed potatoes. The product will come out the same. Okay, so you can see we have. You can see how it's very nice. And then we're gonna make this into like a little, make it thicken up a little bit. So what we need, and I have to look, and again, I have no idea where she keeps everything. But we're gonna make a slurry. Okay, a slurry is known for flour and water, and it's a thickening agent. So we're gonna get flour. Oh, here it is. What a strange place to put flour in the pot. I used the Pillsbury all-purpose flour, but again, you can also use cornstarch. Cornstarch will make the sauce more glossy. The flour will make it more like dullish. But like I said, I don't care about it in this sauce because it's going to be mixed with mashed potatoes and corn. So we're going to take 2 teaspoons of flour, and you can see the mess. That's okay. I'll have to clean it up later. Put the flour back, all-purpose flour. Okay, it's a very strange place to put in the pots and pans. We're going to take a little water. It's like a glue. And again, you just want to make sure this is always being mixed. And you can see the stove's uneven too. It's leaning this way. So, but we're doing the best we can. I want to thank my brother-in-law Arnie. He's doing the camera today, and appreciate him doing this. Okay, so we're going to mix this up. And it's like a paste. So that's how you want it to look, you know, like a milkshake. Like a milkshake. Okay, and then what you're going to do is pour a little bit in here, and do a little bit at a time. You don't want to pour the whole thing in there, because, and I'm going to turn it down because you don't want to. Okay, and you go like this, and oh, that smells good, Arnie, I'm telling you. Oh, that smells great. You'll see in about 5 minutes that this will be thickened, and that's exactly what we want. Oh, look at that. Do you smell that, Arnie?
Yeah, smells good. Getting me hungry.
Yeah, me too, I'm telling you. Well, I can't wait for the big game. I can't say it, but it's trademark, but I can say the big game. You know, who are you going to go for, Arnie? The Kansas City,
San Francisco.
I am too. I think San Francisco is going to win, but it's going to be a close game. I'm hoping. I want an exciting game.
Odds are about even.
Yeah, you know, the Giants are not in there, so I'm just rooting for who I think will win. I think San Francisco will win, even though Kansas City has a great team, great quarterback, great tight end, great receivers, but I think San Francisco is more seasoned. So look at that. See how it's thickening up into a gravy? You can see it. See that gravy? So it's going to thicken up more. And what we can do, let's just pour the rest in here, because we know we want it a little bit thicker. And again, if it's too thick, you can always thin it out with more beef broth. Or if it's not thick enough, you can then add more slurry. So remember, slurry is flour and water. Or like I said, you can use cornstarch. You can use arrowroot, which is in the spice section. Arrowroot acts as a thickening agent too. So there's many other. You can do flour and butter. That's going to be the same thing. but I don't want to mess up another pan to melt the butter and put the flour in there. But that's also a roux. Well, that's a roux. The water is a slurry. See, look at that, Arnie. Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. It's almost done. We'll wait another couple of minutes. And again, while this was cooking, you want to set your oven to 375. Okay, and this is great comfort food, and you can prepare well ahead of time. You can even make it the day before, 2 days before, put it in the refrigerator and heat it up. So, and again, my feeling is any food that has a sauce and you refrigerate marinates, and it's even better the next day or a couple of days. But again, no more than 2 days. Look at that, how thick it is. Okay, so that's what it looks like. We'll let it stay on there for like 30 seconds, and then we'll finish it off. As you can see, you got a nice brown gravy working. I took it off the fire. I took a casserole dish, and I'm just going to go for it. Pour it in the casserole dish.
Hello.
You have to be very careful. This is perfect, okay? But when you're putting that in the pan, just be careful because it's nice and hot. Okay, so now we have our mashed potatoes, we have our corn. So what we're gonna do is put one layer of corn. If you don't like corn, you can put peas and carrots. You know, you can really put any kind of, keeping everything clean. You can really put any kind of vegetable. You can put carrots in here, peas, like I said before, cauliflower, broccoli, but I like corn. This is the traditional shepherd's pie. So just lay it out like that. Oh, honey, this is going to be good when this comes out of the oven. Okay, now I'm going to take my mashed potatoes. I'm just going to spoon it out like that, and I'm going to make it nice when I'm done with this. So there's a little black, that's from the skin. We don't want that because then people will think, say that's the skin of the potato, so you know it's real potatoes, but we don't want that. Okay. When I was young, Arnie, my mom used to make this all the time. This was at the time, this was a very inexpensive meal. And, you know, like I said, ground beef, mashed potatoes, and corn. So it was a very inexpensive meal. And now I'm spreading it. Again, you do the best you can. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, you just want to have like a layer on top a little bit. And again, it doesn't have to be pretty. But we're going to try to spread these potatoes throughout the casserole dish so everything is covered. If not, so be it. Again, that's one thing I like about cooking instead of baking. Baking, you have to be exact, you know, the right amount of measurements. If you're not, you know, could be very, very bad. But here with cooking, you can play with it, and if it's not perfect, it still can come out excellent taste. So there it is. I covered as much as I could. Again, I'm leaving a little space at the end, so this way it can boil. Look at that, that's beautiful, how are they? If you want to, you can, you know, make designs, you know, make it fancy, put ridges here. Beautiful.
Did you put salt and pepper in there?
Yep, salt and pepper was put in there. Well, again, you don't want to put too much salt and pepper too on it because the broth has some salt too in there. And I prefer people having the guests, whoever eats this, puts their own salt and pepper. So that
Okay.
that's the finished product. We're gonna put
I'm gonna open your.
a little butter. Hold on a sec. We're gonna put a little butter in here on top. Okay, this butter will act to kind of brown it a little bit. Again, this is the only butter my mother-in-law has, you know, so it's not really butter, it's like margarine, but it will do the trick. Okay. Let me see if she has paprika. I'm not sure. Cinnamon. Paprika, pimento. Okay, paprika, this might be it. Paprika, okay. Put a little bit of paprika. Look at that. That will make it brown and also for the taste, Arnie. So, you know, you don't want to put too much salt and pepper. Beautiful. Again, paprika. There's the finished product, and now we're gonna put into the oven. Okay. Oh, nice and hot. Put in the oven. About 20-25 minutes, and then we'll take a look at it. If it needs more, we'll do longer. So that's done.
375.
375.
Okay.
Hey, welcome back to Gary's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making another comfort food, and it's very easy. We're going to make the old-fashioned mac and cheese with lobster. So lobster mac and cheese. I like using the white cheese. I just like the contrast, okay? I think the orange, yellow looks too artificial. So I'm going to be using the white cheddar, and I just like the color. And again, I use Cracker Barrel mac and cheese. There's so many other items out there. So what you want to do, you open the package. Again, you save the cheese sauce from Cracker Barrel. And again, I have the boiling water. And put in the mac and cheese. Okay, don't forget, don't put in the seasoning. Okay, now anytime you cook pasta, you always want to stir it. Always stir it because you want to make sure that it doesn't stick. Okay, by stirring it, it will 100% not stick. So we stir it, and then we're going to wait about 8 to 10 minutes to take it out. Okay, while that's working, we're going to take our pan and we're going to switch burners. So this way, well, I'll do it over there. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so we're going to put a little oil in the pan. And there's two ways you can see getting hot. When the oil is hot, it will kind of loosen up, or you can always go to the water faucet, wet your fingers, and put a little water in there. Okay, but don't be close to it because the water will sparkle. So right now you can see the oil is cold. It's not doing anything. Okay, I made a little mess. I'll throw the pot. We don't want to waste any shells. We'll put it in there. Again, I'll mix it up one more time. Okay, that's cooking. While the pan is heating up. Again, I bought 4 lobster tails. Can you hear it sizzling? When you hear it sizzling, that means the oil is getting hot. So here are the lobster tails. Okay, how we're going to do it, we're going to crack the bottom of it a little bit. Okay. This way it lets the heat in. So I'm cracking the lobster tails. I'm going to crack the bottom one first. The reason I'm doing this is when we cook it, this way the heat gets to the meat. Okay? Okay, so open up. Now also what I want to do is you want to crack the top. I like using a knife. You can also take a scissor. And of course, start from here and open up. So see how it opens up? Beautiful. Always keep your fingers away from the knife, just in case the knife splits. Splits this. Slip, I should say. Okay, there you go. Just be careful. Okay, always keep it away. And one more. Okay, my fingers are on the back, so if the knife slips, it will miss my finger. Okay, so you take this, and always be careful because the pot, the pan's going to be hot. Here it says, and so you always want to put the shell side down. And you can always tell when the lobster tails are almost done. Okay, so the tail side down, and we're going to leave it there. I have it on kind of medium. You always want to make sure you're aware of your surroundings so the oil doesn't pop and hit you in the arms or face. And while that's cooking, as you can tell, I held the lobster. This is my time to wash my hands again. Always wash your hands when dealing with raw food. You don't want to contaminate. That's the perfect way to get someone sick. Okay, the lobster tails are cooking. The pasta is cooking. Okay, you taste the pasta. Needs a little more. I like it al dente, so it's not mushy. Because we are going to put this lobster and the pasta into the oven and cook more. So you don't want to cook it all the way, because otherwise you're going to have mush. We're going to have this a little more. Okay. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful red. See that? That means it's cooking nicely. I'm not going to wash my hands completely because I'm going to keep touching the lobster and I'm not touching anything else, so we'll just wait. So you have the lobster tails itself. These are lobster tails, but you see the fins that turn pink? And one thing about washing your hands, if I'm just cooking the lobster tails and then heating this up, you don't have to really worry about it because you are heating the product up to more than 140, so that should kill any bacteria. I'm talking about making sure you wash your hands when you cook, you touch raw, and then you're going right away to prepared food. That's very important. So we're going to turn these over. Look at that. Oh, smells so good. Again, I would suggest using some tongs, but I've been doing this for such a long time. My fingers are numb to heat. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Okay, we'll taste the pasta one more time. Perfect. Well, I hate this stove. I hate electric stove. We're going to drain the pasta. Usually you have a drainer, but like I said, this is not my kitchen. This is my grandmother's kitchen. Not my grandmother's. My mother-in-law's kitchen. And I can't find anything in this place.
Doing the best you can.
Yep. Thank you. At least somebody acknowledges that. I'm not doing that bad. I haven't lost an elbow yet. Maybe soon. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're going to leave this over here. Okay, so now the lobster's still cooking. Yeah, as you can see, it's still a little raw. So while that's still cooking, I'm now going to finish up the pot mac and cheese. So what we're going to do here, we're going to put a little butter. Again, maybe 1.5 teaspoons. We're going to put the beautiful Cracker Barrel cheese in it. And I finally found one nice knife that I could really probably take with me. That's a nice knife that she has. You squeeze it in here. Make sure you get all this delicious cheese. Again, very simple. I like simple stuff. You know what I mean? I like to do everything simple. And food can be very tasty. I checked my lobster tails. I'm going to flip it over one more time. We're sorry for the stop and go.
No.
Let it cool off. And while that's happening, I am making the beautiful macaroni cheese. Look at that. Look at that cheese melting. Look at that color. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's it. I'm telling you. Such a beautiful product and so easy. Okay, look at this rich. Look at that color. I love it. Look at how that cheese is melting. And I'm going to add a little bit of milk. Again, I like to use skim milk, but I'm using my mother-in-law's lactate, which is not bad. Really, it's not bad at all. Just a little bit. Okay, perfect. Mix it up. Okay, look at that. That's perfect. So, has a beautiful mac and cheese. This casserole dish is way too big, so I try to find a smaller one. So hopefully this will look a little nicer, and it does. You know, you work in somebody else's kitchen, you have to do the best you can. So that's not bad. It looks pretty good. Okay, we're going to leave that to the side. And now we're going to take our lobster tails. Look at that beautiful pink. And I'm leaving the pan, I'm not putting the pan in the sink yet because I might need to heat up. I have to see how it came out, but I might need to cook a little more of the lobster meat, but we'll see. Let me get a fork. Again, this is very, you spread it open, and it should come out very easy.
Oh, I do, I hear it going.
That's beautiful. Very hot, very hot. Very, very hot. There it comes. Look at that, beautiful. Look at that meat. Try to get all you can out of that tail. Because that's...
Donna. Donna. Are you having a blonde?
We have some friends here for the Super Bowl and they're making a lot of noise, so if you hear anything, that's them having fun. Look at that. Look at that meat. Perfectly cooked. Translucent.
Oh my God, Jimmy. Oh my God.
Hey guys, in the football room, can you be a little quiet? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay. Look at that. Comes right out. That's how it's supposed to come out. But like I said, it's very hot. But you want to do it when it's hot. No, look at that. Look how beautiful that meat's on. And then, you know what? You want to just throw it away when... Now, you can use these, you know, you can use the leftovers as far as the lobster and put into water and make a lobster stock. You know, I mean, I'm not going to do that today, but you can do that. If you like soups, you can just put it in boiling water and cook it for about an hour. and you'll have a beautiful fish stock. Nothing like a lobster fish stock. Well, I'm burning my fingers here, but that's okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay, good. It's much harder than I thought, believe me. Usually it comes out right away, but that's okay. Just very hot. That's why I'm having trouble with it. But I should have let it cool a little more. Okay, we're gonna keep that for right now. Again, I'm not throwing this meat away because there's the tail away because there's still meat. Okay, so what we're gonna do is now that's the lobster tails. I'm gonna wash my hands so you can see I'm a mess. Okay, now, so I got some nice pieces. So I'm gonna put on the side maybe 2 nice pieces of the lobster meat, and the rest, well, I like this knife. I like a knife that is sharp. Again, you can see I'm cutting, my fingers are away from the knife and the back of it, so this way if it slips, I don't cut myself. You take the meat and put it in here. Look at that, that's a lot of meat. Okay. I'm gonna mix it. Oh, look at that. That's gonna be a nice mac and lobster. Look at that. I didn't skimp on the lobster meat. That's, you know, you don't want to skimp on the lobster meat. You want to have people see every mouthful you have a lobster in there. Okay, that takes care of that. Now, we're gonna put 4C breadcrumbs, the panko plain. Open up. Remember I told you I saved you the oil in here? I'm gonna heat it up a little bit and put the panko in there just to make it a little crusty. Okay, look at that. See, it's already browning, and it's taking the taste of the lobster. But don't forget, you cooked the lobster in the oil in this pan, so see it's browning up, and that's all. We want a little brown, and we want the flavor of the lobster in with these breadcrumbs. Okay, that's plenty. Take it and sprinkle.
That's my brother.
Look at that.
My son. That's my mother.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And then the pieces I saved, you will make it a little bigger. And then you're going to place it on top. Beautiful. Look at that. That's beautiful. I must say, that's, you know, cooking is like painting. It's like, you know, this is a masterpiece. Now you take this and you can put it in the oven for about 375 and put it in the oven and 375 and cook for it. Now, if you remember before, we had cooked a beautiful in the kitchen. Hey, Mom, how you doing? Say hello to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And this is my beautiful wife, Donna,
Hi.
and my mommy, Mimi. This is her kitchen. How many years have you been living here?
About 17.
17 years. Yeah, Mommy is a great cook herself. Okay, so
Choose to be.
let's get the camera over here. Let's get the camera off. That was it's my mom, my mother-in-law. I call her grandma or mom, but we love her so much. She's 94 years old. It's amazing. Okay, so look at this shepherd's pie that's coming out. Look at that, how beautiful that is.
Let's see.
Look at that. Remember I told you I left the sides open because it's bubbling? So we're gonna let it sit there because it's still cooking, but look how beautiful that is. And then we have the lobster meat, the lobster mac cheese in here. And we're gonna put that in for 15, 20 minutes, okay? Look at that, I'm so happy, look at that. Shepherd's pie. That's beautiful. Yeah, let it rest because right now you can see it's really bubbly and you want it to set. Okay? Back to Gary's kitchen. Today we are going to make chicken salad, and the ingredients is a very fresh piece of Italian bread, one rotisserie chicken. Again, this is the best. The rotisserie chicken makes the best chicken salad. We have cilantro. Cilantro. We have just mayonnaise. And what else on it do we have?
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. And we have bacon.
We're gonna have it a little crispy, huh?
On it, exactly. Anytime you make a sandwich or something, you want to have something crispy to bite into it to get some crisp. So today with the chicken salad, we are using some bacon. Again, two ways to cook bacon. You can cook the bacon on the stovetop in a pan, or you can cook bacon in the oven, you know, with a wire rack. Again, the way I'm doing it, I like it, but it's messy. As you can see, there's a lot of grease. In the oven, there's grease, but not as much. And the secret is keeping the bacon flat. You don't want the bacon curling up. In the oven, it won't curl up on the. But here, you can see it's doing not a bad job on it. It's not really curling up that much.
Yep.
And you want to make nice crisp bacon. That's what's going to make this sandwich. Okay, well that's cooking. We have to keep an eye on that. So leave the fork there. We're gonna take this. Oh. Again, I'm not familiar with the stores down in Hollywood, Florida, but there's a store here. Can I say that? That store's name? Yeah, I could. Of course. There's a store, Publix. They have a great deli department and a great chicken department. And look at this chicken. Look how beautifully that's cooked. Okay? It's beautiful. So let me just get this going. Again, you always have to keep moving in the kitchen. You always have to check on the items you're cooking. So you can see my bacon is cooked, so I'm letting that sit there. Next is celery. I'm going to use three stalks. Always wash your vegetables. I don't care if if the package says already washed, ready to eat, please wash it again. You're never too safe. Okay, so you take the celery, cut the ends off. Cut it in half, cut it in half, cut it in half. Okay, cut it in half. And again, it's all about the crunch. That's why we have the celery in here. That's why we have the bacon in here. Okay. Celery's already cut. Leave it on the side. Now we can take the chicken. Now, some people, look at that chicken. Oh, that's a gorgeous piece of chicken, I'm telling you. You can't do it like this in your own oven. You need a rotisserie oven. So what you're gonna do is cut it. Oh, look at that. And just slide the knife and right by the bone, and it will come apart nicely. Okay, we're gonna save, and again, you wanna take any string there. So you don't want string in your salad. I'm telling you, sometimes they put too much string. Let's see what we got here. Take this apart. Take this apart. There you go. Take this under the wings. There you go. Okay, got everything. You don't want that in your salad. Take the other. So it falls apart very nicely, and just slide your knife by the bones. Comes right out. Look at that. Look at that. There's your wing. There's your wing. Look at that. Now, what I try to do, I try to save the skin as well. Now, again, this is not my idea. I saw this in a cookbook once. But look, we try to take the skin off, and you want to take the skin off. You kind of massage the chicken. Look at that. Look at that. I'm telling you, look how easy that's coming off that skin. And what we're going to do, again, not my idea, we're going to take it and we're going to save it, and we're going to cook this skin. And again, this would be, well, just leave it the way it is. This is another layer, I should say, of crunch. Look at that. That's beautiful. So what we're going to do now it's time. Look at that chicken. So take a bowl, and then don't cut it up. You do not want to cut the chicken up. You want pieces. You want pieces. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Comes right apart. And like I said, saves you time from cooking the chicken. Now, like this chicken cost me, I think, maybe $8. That's a great price. $8. Look at that. Take that piece out. You don't want that. Look at that. That's all meat. It's all meat. Beautiful. Just take the skin off that. Now, you could use the dark meat, but I'm partial to white meat, so I'm just going to make chicken salad all white meat. I'm gonna save the legs just to heat them up and have them for a snack later on. Look at that, beautiful. There's the wishbone. And what I usually do, I save the wishbone, let it dry out, and then I have one of my kids or my grandchildren, we try to break the bone. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, throw the rest in the garbage. Okay, let me just wash my hands. Well, just rinse it out. Very greasy. Okay. Clean. I like a clean area. I'm very anal when it comes to my workspace. Okay. Here's that. Let me go and get a spoon. Okay, let me get a fork. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to put the celery in. And I'm going to use this, a little piece. I already washed this, so it's good to wash it and let it dry. You don't want wet parsley or cilantro, as my brother-in-law says. You don't want cilantro. Okay. Okay. My brother-in-law is reminding me, whispering, salt and pepper. Little does he know I know that already, but I like the assistance, because sometimes you can forget an ingredient. So he's a rock star. He reminds me about that. So here's the cilantro. Okay, so let's put it up here. Okay, so now salt and pepper. Again, a little bit, not a lot. Like that much. That's it. That's all. Pepper, the same thing. That's it. Again, you want to put a little bit of salt and pepper in any kind of cooking. But my feeling is, if somebody wants more salt and pepper, they can add to it. If you put too much at the beginning and they taste and they don't like it, guess what? You wasted your time and they're not going to like your food. So this is the mayo I bought, just mayo. Look at that. That's a nice mayo. And then mix it. Again, you want to mix it, you want to mash it, because you want to keep that chicken shredded. You don't want to make it into mush. A lot of the chicken salad, they make into mush, and I don't like that. Do you, Arnie? No. Okay. Let me put a little bit of mayonnaise, a little more. Nothing wrong with mayonnaise. Because we're going to put more mayo on the sandwich itself. So look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. This sandwich is going to be great. Okay. That's the chicken piece. Okay. Now let's get it. We have our bread here. Again, another mayo. There you go. There you go. Spread it. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I'm want to do that next. Then what we're going to do is some bacon. Some bacon. Oh, that looks beautiful. Now we're going to take the chicken salad. And we're going to be so generous. You know, look at that, how beautiful that is. Look at that. Oh. Boy, do I love to cook. You know, it's such a satisfaction. You know, cooking, I used to work 12 hours a day, 15 sometimes, get home, and then start cooking. And I tell you one thing, cooking is very relaxing. It's good for the stress. So, you know, anybody that has a stressful job, I would recommend coming home and making a nice dinner for your family, your wife. And believe me, it's going to be a win-win for everybody. It's going to give your wife a little break, and you're going to be stress-free. We're going to put a little more mayonnaise on the top. One, two. Take my mayonnaise spoon. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. What am I missing, Arnie?
Nothing.
Nothing. Beautiful. I have to check with my assistant here. Even the mayonnaise is good. Okay. And we're going to put this aside. I'm going to serve this the way I like. Instead of just cutting it like a regular sandwich, cut it in half, what I do, cut it this way. Oh. Arnie, I hope you're getting that crunch. You getting that crunch?
Oh yeah, I hear it.
Look at that. Oh. Oh, look at that crunch. You get 3 pieces and you put on a plate. Let's do the same thing with the other one I made. We don't want to lose that bacon. We don't want to lose anything about this sandwich. Oh, listen to that crunch. Oh, beautiful. And then, of course, you have a nice. I got it plated. I'm going to take. I don't care when anybody. I'm taking a taste of this. Look at that. Look at that sandwich. Chicken salad, bacon, the celery. Okay, let me take a bite. I'll take any napkin. Oh, unbelievable. And this is such an easy meal to do. Anyone can do it. Try it. You'll love it. And till next time, thank you so much for joining.